Hi, my name's Tony Ardovini. I'm Deputy Treasurer of Financial Planning here at the City of Windsor. And today I'm going to show you some tricks and tips on how to navigate the 2020 operating budget. I'm going to start off by showing you how to find the 2020 budget documents on our website. Once you open it up on the city's website, the first thing you should see is City Budget. You can simply click on there to get into it, or you can click City Hall and then click Budget. So either way will take you to the 2020 City Budget introductory page here. And the first thing I want to show you is a special meeting of council on Monday, January the 27th, and potentially on Tuesday, January 28th, starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. The actual documents, if you scroll a little bit further down, start off with the executive summary. This is probably the most important one and the one I would recommend you start off with. Simply click the hyperlink and it will take you to a PDF version of the document. Starting off here, you'll see the actual document, and on the left hand side you'll see tools. It's a PDF document, so you'll have the same tools that you're familiar with other PDF. There's bookmarks for each of the sections, and there's also what I found is useful if you're searching for something. You can simply use the magnifying glass and use a search function. I'll start off by showing you the executive summary here. This is a very high level view of the budget, which is I found very useful. The budget is broken down into 8 main components, all color-coded, and the first 3 are generally budget increases from pre-approvals of council, highest priority, and then priority budget increases to maintain improvement service levels. And then from there, we look at reductions and also further reductions beyond to get to 0. We also have further reductions beyond 0 should council wish to look at those and implement some of those also. New this year, there's a section here on asset planning. This is for the implementation. Council approved the actual asset management plan earlier this year. This recommends the funding for that plan of a 1.2% increase in addition to the budget above. And we also have, similar to prior years, agency boards and commissions. These are out of the control of city administration, and they also have an increase of 1.2%. The next thing I want to do is, using the tool to the left-hand side, is take you into one of the sections to show you. I'll look at section A. This is the recommended pre-approvals. And when you go into here, you'll see this one happens to be in green. And as you go through, you'll see a reference number for each of the items here. You'll see the page number, and I'll show you this in a few minutes. This is the reference page in the detailed book for each of these items. And by department, issue description, and then there's a quick small summary of the item that's being discussed, and then the financial impact to the budget. These for each of the sections, this happens to be, as I mentioned, the recommended pre-approvals and pressures with little or no council discretion. So you can scroll down. You'll notice that some areas, a few of these are in camera, based on the rules around in camera. These are only provided to council, not for public. And as you scroll down, you'll see all the different items here. One of the things I want to show you, I'll use this example here, A17 for example. It's on page 166 of the detailed budget. It's budget issue 0080. It's Public Works, and this happens to be the increase in waste and recycling collection contract costs due to inflationary increases. There's a small description here along with the impact to the budget, and this happens to be just over $37,000. So if I want to find out more about this specific issue, then I would go back to the main budget page and then scroll down to the budget issue detail. In this case, it's the recommended section. So I'll click that hyperlink, and it'll take me to this document, which is the detailed budget document And from here, there's a couple of ways to search. First of all, this happens to be Public Works, so I can simply click the Public Works tab, and from here I can just scroll down till I hit page 166. That's one way of doing it. Or what I found is a lot easier is hitting the search function, and in this case you can either put for garbage recycling, or something that's a little bit more accurate at the actual budget issue, which happens to be 0080, and by searching it'll directly bring you right to that detailed budget issue. And this document here is a little bit more detailed than previous, so it actually, same thing, the Office of City Engineer, Public Works, the division happens to be Environmental Services, it's recommended by administration, it's a public issue, and from here you can have the summary that we saw in the previous document, but more so all the issue details, which gives you the information on when the last tender was done, how the CPI is calculated for both the garbage, recycling, and bulk collection, and finally the accounts that it hits showing is 37,000. So each one of these high-level executive summary issues can be looked in detailed similar to this one. The next thing I want to show you is the recommended operating budget binder. This has a total of 15 sections. The main ones are the budget report. This is the administrative report recommending the budget increases. It also has an introduction. This shows the different areas of the budget. And each one of the corporate leadership team areas is then identified from section 4 all the way down to section 10, and then we have corporate accounts in section 11. A couple of schedules I'd like to point out is section 12 to 15. The first one is Schedule A. This is the operating budget summary. These are all the recommended issues summarized by department. And then we have Schedule B. These are the similar, but these are the not recommended, but for council's consideration. We then have section 14, which is the user fee schedule. This outlines all the user fees across the corporation of the City of Windsor. And then we have Schedule D, which is a 2019 program and service budget. This is a similar budget that we have, but we restated the 2019 final approved budget into more of a program and service based format. That way it's easier to see what services are being funded and what the budgets are for each service. Finally, I want to show you the agencies, boards, and committees. This is another document which has all these types of agencies in it, and what it does, similar using the tools here, I'll show you the summary, and this summary shows each of the agencies along with budgets going back to 2015 and what the change, the request for 2020 budget is, and then the change year over year and a percentage increase for each one of them. As you can see on the left side here, there's the agencies, and then there's the boards, and then there's the committees. Hopefully those tips will assist you in navigating the 2020 operating budget. Just as a reminder, the council deliberations will be on January 27th and possibly the 28th, starting at 10 a.m. on both days. And hopefully we'll see you there.